My name is Chris Whitten. I'm a Texas fiddle player. I've been a professional musician for over 2/3 of my life. When the sun goes down, guys like me go to work. Endless miles on buses, planes, trains, and automobiles. On very little sleep. It's never routine. The stories I've heard in my life have filled volumes. The picture I have of country music is far different from that of your average fan. I want to document some of those stories and share them with people who would appreciate them. So join me now as I visit with friends and bandmates who have worked with the biggest names in country music. People like Bob Wills, Tammy Wynette, Ray Price, Dottie West, Willie Nelson, and even George Strait. Their story is the story of country music, the story of life behind bars. Since the early 1970s, Darrel McCall has become a Texas honky-tonk legend.
The sunshine,
from hit duets with Willie Nelson,
no words could tell,
to what became country standards, such as Dreams of a Dreamer.
Lights have gone the way of the good times.
But before all that, Darrel was a recording and touring musician out of Nashville during the golden age of country music.
Here's another of Sheriff Young's deputies, hombre by the name of Darrel McCall. He's gonna caterwaul I Can Take His Baby Away.
show me the
Howdy. Aren't you one of Mr. Young's musicians?
Deputy Darrell McCall, that's me. Did you want to see Faron?
No, I'm looking for Jimmy Jack Hale. He's a buddy of mine from back home.
Jimmy Jack? He's not with us anymore. You must be from Arizona.
Right, Little Fork. What happened to him?
Drafted. You on leave?
No, I just finished my hitch and I'm on my way home. Had a few hours between buses and thought I'd stop by and look up Jimmy Jack.
Darrell, it's time to go, son. Let's speed it up.
Hey, Sheriff, the sailor here is looking for Jimmy Jack.
Jimmy Jack got drafted.
I just heard.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Now here's the star of our show, Faron Young and the Deputies.
Excuse me, sailor. Now who's slow? Boy, keep your boots on. I'll be out there with you in a minute. Sailor, why don't you watch him out? It'll be all right, okay?
Oh, that's great. Thanks a lot.
and time is the only thing I'm after. Time is the only thing I'll need. A gal to me, I wanna live fast, live hard, die young, and leave a beautiful memory. All right.
And you've got a favorite of mine, too. I want you to sing for me. It's called Above and Beyond. Would you do that for us?
I'll do it. Now, you know, on Above and Beyond, it's got two voices on it.
Yeah.
And so I'll sing one part and you sing the tenor.
Oh, no, you don't either. No, sir, I can't sing tenor, but I got a little bitty buddy around here that sings real good tenor. Darrell,
Yeah.
come over here. You know Buck?
Sure, I know, Buck.
Do you know the song called Above and Beyond?
Well, sure, I wore it out on about every jukebox in the United States.
Well, I think then here's your answer right there.
All right.
Give me that broom and that apron you got on. I'll do the sweeping. You boys do the singing, okay? Well, I'll give you love that's above and beyond the call of love. Baby, go and steady with me. People stares as I walk by.
I feel like I could sing all night.
Darrel McCall on the bass.
So join me now as Darrell tells me some stories from his life behind bars. Granger, Texas, about an hour's drive northeast of Austin, past mile upon mile of cotton and cornfields. It's here on most Sunday afternoons that I could be found with my friends Bubba and Jill Cox. They own an establishment known as the Cotton Country Club. Every Sunday for nearly 20 years now, Bubba has hosted a jam and fronted an incredible classic country band known as the Can't Hardly Play Boys. The band boasts 3 fiddles and a member of the Steel Guitar Hall of Fame. Every time you walk in the door, the place is packed. After a salute to our veterans, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the National Anthem, folks pour onto the dance floor, where they remain for the next 5 hours. It is here on a hot June day that I sat down with Darrell in the farmhouse behind the Cotton Country Club. We pick up with Darrell telling me of moving from Ohio to Nashville with his childhood friend Donnie Young, later known as Johnny Paycheck.
Yeah, we came together. Him and I were born and raised in the southern part of Ohio, which is all farm country. And it seemed like everybody around in that little area where we were just played music. There was Bobby Bear and Connie Smith, myself, Paycheck and Adams boys, and we all kind of hung together. And we got to picking together, Paycheck and I, and we decided we'd go to Nashville. And my job at that particular time, I was 18 years old. I'd been painting barns and outbuildings with a 4-inch brush. I worked for this old man, and he painted everything off the step ladder and left everything out to me off the double extended ladder. So anyway, we painted barns and outbuildings. Anyway, I told Paycheck, we got to picking and singing. He said, we need to go to Nashville. He'd been through Nashville before. He said, we need to go to Nashville. We'll change our names, and we'll go in as a brother act because we were singing together and picking together. I said, okay. So we changed our name to the Young Brothers, Darrell and Donnie Young. We got to Nashville, and of course we got to town, and we got to realizing there were so many brother acts. It was the Lubins and the McCormick brothers, the Stanley brothers. There were so many brother acts. They didn't need another one, so we were kind of grazing to stay alive. So he went one direction and I went to another. And of course, he changed his name to Paycheck and had a big career. And I kind of remained back in Nashville as a sideman, along with Jimmy Day and Buddy Emmons and Big Ben Keith, Roger Miller, Odell Martin. We all grew up through the music business in the late 50s, all through the 60s. And so that's basically how we started. We kind of hung together and ate out of the same bowl of chili.
5 years before the Young Brothers hit Nashville, a 20-year-old bass player from the Grand Ole Opry named Buddy Killen was hired by Jack Stapp, a Nashville record executive and co-writer of the song Chattanooga Shoeshine Boy. Killen's job was to listen to material for Stapp's recently formed Tree International Publishing. Tree went on to become the largest country music publisher in the world, and Killen inherited ownership of the company in 1980, selling to CBS Records in 1989. Tree is now part of Sony ATV. The company has publishing rights to hits by nearly every successful artist across all genres for the past 60 years, from Patsy Cline to Pink, and Michael Jackson to Merle Haggard. Killen, an Alabama native, went on to work with artists ranging from Dolly Parton, Dottie West, and Roger Miller, to Rascal Flatts, Faith Hill, and Reba McEntire.
Yeah, when I first came to town, Paycheck and I went over to Buddy Killen's office. He had just started his publishing, yeah. And he had written a song called Forever and taken it out to the studio, and they needed her singer sung it, and it turned into a big record. Well, the next thing you know, Dick Clark is calling Buddy and telling him that the people wants to see the new dealers. So he was trying to put a group together to come to pantomime, or not pantomime, but go ahead and sing a song forever and put them on the American Bandstand guitar show. So all at the same time, he's trying to rehearse one more guy that would fill in the Little Dippers, and I'm up on a ladder painting his office. And he kept bringing in these guys to sing this one part on this record. They just couldn't get it. And finally, at the end of the day, he said, you know, I'm just fed up. He said, I can't find this person to sing this one part. I said, buddy, I can sing that. He said, huh? He said, come down here. I got down off the ladder. He went over and played it. I sung it for him. He said, go down and get your suit fixed tomorrow. He said, we got to go to the Dick Clark show. So that's how that happened. Wow. It was actually the Anita Kurz that recorded this song, and we just went and lip sung it.
So that's what I wondered, because I knew that when I was looking at it the other day, that Anita Kurz singers came up on that.
It was myself, and Herschel Wigington, Emily Gilmore, and Dolores Denny. We were the ones that did that.
That is neat.
In 1960, a young songwriter by the name of Hank Cochran moved to Nashville. In his career, Cochran established himself as a hit songwriter, penning hits for artists from Ray Price and Eddie Arnold to George Strait. He and Darrell met shortly after Cochran's arrival in Nashville, and the rest is, as they say, history.
He's a songwriter that came to town, and he had no place to be, and he had another car. He was, I think it was a 54, 1950, maybe 49. And he was sleeping in this old car for a couple of days there in Nashville, trying to get started as a songwriter. And I'd met him downtown and got to talking to him. Of course, I had an old one-room apartment in this old house under a staircase, and I had two little half beds in my little apartment. And I told him, I said, hey, I got an empty cot out there in this apartment of mine. You're welcome to it. I'd rather see you do that than sleep in the car. So he came out and flew down with me there at the house. Got to singing me some songs, and he told me he was a songwriter, and he sung me this one song. I said, I know a lady that you probably need to sing that to. I said, I think she's trying to find some material right now. So I took him out to Patsy Cline's house. Patsy and Charlie, her husband, and Dottie West, and her husband, and a bunch of us, we all hung together. And we'd sing songs and write and stuff. So I took him out to her house, and he sung her a song called I Fall to Pieces. Well, she immediately cut it. Of course, next thing I know, Hank's off somewhere else. But it's just things like that happen, you know.
Yeah, that always fascinated me. And that was such a golden era. Right.
That was the era of music that I really enjoyed. You know, we had Faron and Carl Smith and Webb Pierce and Patsy Cline, and a bunch of us. You know, George Jones had come to town, and a bunch of us all hung together. We loved the same kind of music.